All right, the second part of this video is going to deal with writing inequalities for graphs. So you're going to be given graphs, so these would already be given on the worksheet for homework, and you're trying to write them. So first off, looking at whether it is solid or open will determine if your inequality has a bar or not. And again, if we go back up here to our helpful hints, we know if it's open, it has to be one of these two choices. If it's closed, it's one of these two. So that's the first thing we should jot down. Since this is a closed, it either is going to be this one or it's going to be that one. And since this one is open, it's going to be this one or it's going to be that one. And again, we just have to figure it out. So for instance, this one is centered right around 2. So you know it's going to have something, and we're just going to use an X and something with a 2. And we got to figure out which one of these should go here. Well, if I'm going to the right, I know that wherever direction this arrow goes, my inequality must point that same direction. This inequality is pointing to the right, while this inequality is pointing to the left. So it must be this one because it's pointing to the right. So that's the answer for number 9. Now we'll do that same thing on number 10. We know it is centered around this -6, so let's have an X with a -6. We're trying to figure out which inequality. We know this direction is going left for this arrow. This one points right, this one points left, so it's going to be the one that points left. All right, the next examples that we have for the homework, and we're almost done with this, is that you are going to define a variable. So tell me what your letter means, as well as write an inequality model. So you're going to be given 2 sentences that look similar to this, and you're going to do the 2 parts that we're going to do right now. So defining a variable means make up which letter you want to represent for this problem, and then write an inequality is what we've been doing. So it says a school gym can seat at most 650 people. So maybe we can use gym for our letter. So we'll have G be our variable. And you can use any variable you would like. There is no right or wrong answer here. And it can seat at most. So at most, we have to think about what that means. And then 650. So we have a G. We're going to have something with the 650 people. We need to figure out an inequality that means at most. So when thinking about at most, can it go over 650 is kind of the question you want to ask yourself. Am I allowed to have more than 650 if it's at most? And the answer is no. So it can go up to 650, but not over. Up to and not over is a less than or equal to sign. So it can be smaller than 650 or even equal to 650, but not allowed to go over 650. Number 12, at your new job, you can make at least $1,200 per week. So let's maybe job will be our variable, will be a J. Again, no wrong answer, so you can pick X for all of these. It says that you can make at least $200. So this 200 is going to be in our answer. So 200 per week. And then we have our J, at least. So again, think about the same kind of question. Can it be over 200? Well, at least means it must be 200 or greater than. So yes, it can be over. So it can be up to 200, or sorry, it can be 200 or it can be greater than. So our inequality will be a greater than or equal to. Last set of problems, we're just going to take these inequalities and write them into words. Again, it's always better to have the variable on the left side just because it makes more sense. So just to review real quick, so this means less than. This one with the bar is less than or equal to. Then we have greater than. And then greater than or equal to. And actually all of these should have the word is in front of them for inequality. So is less than, is greater than. So this inequality sign matches this first one. Let me separate these a little bit. So we're going to put m is less than 5, and that's all you're going to do. M is less than 5, and that's the answer. The next one, I would rewrite it first. So if we rewrite it, there's an h, and then it points to h with a bar and a -9. Find this inequality sign here. It's right there, and that's an is less than or equal to. So we're going to say h is less than or equal to, and then just put the -9. And then again, rewrite this one. So x, it's pointing towards the x. So less than is this top one again. So we're going to say x is less than 18. All right, that completes all the questions that you should have on your homework. Feel free to rewatch the video and practice them on the side if it didn't quite make sense the first time.